Hey guys, Chris from Tillman Family Farms. We're excited this week. We've made some decisions around here to grow the farm, and we're going to do that by starting to offer pasture-raised chicken and pasture-raised pork. If you've been following the Facebook page and watching some of the videos that we posted the last couple of weeks, you've kind of seen we bought some pigs, and that's nothing new around here. You know, we've raised our own pigs in the past for pork and things like that, but making the decision to raise them to sell to the public has come along with a lot of things. There's a lot of licensing and things that go along with that. So we've been in the process this past week and last week at looking at that and seeing what it's going to take for us to do that. But we have already committed. We have already started building the infrastructure to be able to support what we want to do. And today's video, we're actually going to talk to you and show you how we will be raising our pastured pork or pastured poultry here. We're going to be talking about chicken coops and how pastured poultry is raised, and the different types of coops that people use that are traditional type, and actual chicken tractors that most pastured poultry operations use. So with that being said, that's what we're going to get into now. I'm going to start showing you a few things, and we'll probably start with all of the types of coops that we've had over the years of keeping chickens for the past probably 15 years or so, and that'll give you an idea of kind of where we've been and what we're doing with chickens, and you'll be at least able to see our extensive knowledge of the birds that we keep. Alright guys, so this one is the very first chicken tractor that I made, and I made most of this stuff I make out of things that we had laying around, except for the one that I'll show you in just a few minutes I made with cattle panels. But this coop is made out of PVC pipe and some boards that I had laying around, and I actually added this door to it later on after I figured out that it was really terrible without a door. But if you watched the video last week, we talked about we put a pig training pen in here, which we're going to be picking up a couple of more pigs to add to him on Tuesday. But we did this in our garden because we had some soil issues this year, and we're trying to, as naturally as possible, add back to our soil. But anyway, this is a chicken coop video. So this one is actually our meat birds that are in here, our personal meat birds. We processed some, I don't know, about a month and a half ago. But this little coop, you know, this was the one that made us kind of think that we needed them taller so that we could actually walk in and out of them. And that's why we ended up turning around and building them a little bit bigger. But like I say, this is the pipe there in the middle had broken at one time, so I added a new one. But that's 3/4 inch PVC pipe, and that's 1 inch PVC pipe there in the middle. And then most of this other stuff, like the door, I think the frame stuff came off of a pallet, and then just a piece of plywood that we had laying around, a couple hinges. It works pretty good. We've done meat birds in it a couple times for our personal use. But like I said, for what we're going to be doing long term, the chicken tractors need to be a little bit more user friendly and a lighter design. So we're going to move on, and I'm going to show you the other ones that we've had over the years, and then I'll show you what we're building. What we're building is, it's a lot like the John Skoskovich prints, but I've watched a bunch of videos where people have had issues with them, so we're going to make some improvements. Anyway, this is this one, and we're going to show you a couple others. Guys, this was one of the first ideas that I had for chicken tractors. I took an idea, and I'm not claiming that this is my total full idea. I watched some videos, and there was a guy using cow panels, and his coops were a lot smaller, and we had a smaller chicken tractor already, and we were already trying to figure out a way to make it taller so we get in and out of it. So I kind of took the idea that I saw and modified it a little bit. So I'm going to show y'all what this one is and how I built it. Of course, it's all chicken wire on the outside of it, pressure treated frame. So you can see that I had that on the front of it to pull it along. And what happened with this thing was that it just didn't. Hey, sweetheart, I see you. So this thing, if you can see on the inside, it's cattle panels, and we bent them around to the inside of the frame, and then of course we covered it with chicken wire. This thing was just heavy. I mean, it turned out to be so heavy that I did not know if we would be able to pull it all the time. I thought about putting wheels on it, and I still may do that, but right now we've used it as a transitional coop. So as we hatch and you know, the birds get fully feathered, we'll move them out of the brooders that we built and bring them out here to this, and they'll stay in this for a period of time until they either move to the big coop, or soon enough they will move to a we're going to set up a coop on a trailer with electric netting for our pastured eggs that we'll be collecting. But this thing didn't take very long to build. I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, if you're wanting to build a small stationary coop, you know, you could put some nesting boxes across the back of it. I still do move it from time to time, which is what I've done this morning with my chores. But it's always, it's just so heavy, and without wheels on it or anything like that, I just don't think that it's sensible for an everyday chicken tractor for pastured poultry operation. So, but that's this one. It's sturdy, and it's a good coop. We use it. I wouldn't do away with it by no means, but like I say, it's just too heavy for what we're planning on doing here on the farm. The idea of pastured poultry and pastured pork and animals that are raised on farms in a more natural way, when it comes to the way that they graze. You know, God put animals on this earth to forage and eat the grasses and the things that grow in the wild to survive, and that is a natural way of life for most of these animals that are on farms. You know, it ends up being a lot better for you. You know what types of things that the animals are eating. You know, grass, bugs, you know, any kind of forage in the brush for the pigs. But today's biggest deal is going to be about the poultry. You know, chickens that are on pastured grass, that are in a coop, that get moved every day, so they get fresh grass every day. You know, people that have illnesses, or you know, any type of allergies, or cancer survivors and things like that, this is the type of foods that they need to be eating, and these are the things that are better for them to eat. It's a healthier way of life. It's the way God intended for us to live, and the way that God intended for us to eat. So you know, that's one of the biggest things that we're excited about, and hopefully we'll be able to offer this type of meat for a long time to come. So this one is our trampoline chicken coop. This is the biggest coop that we have. If you followed along on the channel, you've probably seen this one a couple times. We moved it in the past couple of months to this location. It's been a really good coop for us. This is where we have collected our eggs. These have all been grain eggs. They were not pastured eggs. All this was off a feed. But I'm going to show you this one a little bit here. Hopefully we won't have horses and goats that follow us in here, because they're all grazing out behind us. So everything here, so this screen door was a screen door that was on the front of the house when we bought the place. The plywood I had from another project. I think the only thing I really bought for this thing was the treated lumber to build the frame out of. But when we go inside, I'll kind of show you how I did it. If you'll notice the black screening right there, that is even salvaged from a trampoline. So you can do a lot of different things with these coops. You can build them out of all sorts of stuff. The tin on this thing was from a hunting camp that there was a fire out there, man. It was a bad fire, and we salvaged a lot of the tin. But let's go inside real quick. So we have vents in the back. We do have some lights in here that are solar, you know, so we can turn them on in the wintertime, hopefully help keep the birds laying. Got a couple of nesting boxes back there. My wife was experimenting with curtains on the boxes, but you know, this has worked out really well for us. I think we keep 20 to 25 birds in here. It could probably, I mean, square footage wise, it could definitely have a lot more birds, but we don't want to crowd them up too bad. This is a 10 by 10 dog pen type deal that's out here for the yard, and we try to move this yard around a little bit every now and again to give them a little something else. But this one is always going to be around. We're actually considering trying to run pastured eggs out of this one and move our gate. So this is a gate, moving this panel from one side to the other so we can put electric netting out this side, and then move the electric netting to have it out this way, and then move the electric netting out this way, and then cycle back around. We may try that one time just to see how well the grass recovers to keep the chickens on grass. But other than that, this is where we get our personal eggs. Pastured eggs will be in a mobile chicken coop with electric netting, and they will be pulled all around this place. So we got on this side is 17 something acres, and on mom's side 17 something acres. So we got plenty of room to move them around and have plenty of grass. I might have to hang out with the cows and horses every now and again, but that's all right. Alright guys, so this is going to be the beginnings of the chicken tractors that we will be using for our pastured poultry operation here on the farm. I'm not sure who actually can be credited for this general design. I know John Skoskovich uses these. I want to say that he actually sells plans, but I've looked at a lot of them, I've seen a lot of them, I've seen a lot of people using them, and I have seen some things that I felt like I would improve, and in this video I would like to show you guys what I intend to do. So I'm sure if you guys are familiar with these that you know kind of the basics on them. They say 2 square feet per bird, or you know, 1.5 square foot per bird. So to do 25 birds, we do 60 square feet, so that's 10 by 6. So basically what I've done is I've kind of stretched out the bottom a little bit. Most people put wheels on the back and they pick up the front along here with some type of rope or chain and they pull. Well, to be a little bit more user friendly and to not put as much stress on the wooden structure, we will have wheels on all 4 corners. I just think that it will be less work on Jamie and myself, you know, picking it up. I think it's going to be less stress on the structure itself from picking it up. Another thing too that we have done differently that I have not seen is these corner brackets right here. So in a lot of these I have seen, let's go around on that side so we can see. So in a lot of these what I've seen is on the outside they'll use a little metal bracket, and the metal bracket just seems to get a little rickety. Over time they just seem like they won't last quite as long, but we've done that in all 4 corners to kind of make this thing a little bit more sturdy and hopefully make it last a lot longer. Man, it's been a hot one today. I appreciate you guys watching. There's a lot of other videos out there about building chicken coops and building chicken tractors and things like that. There's plans out there on the internet that you can buy that will give you a specific list of things to go out and purchase and tell you what the measurement is and where to put it and what types of tools you're going to need and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to copycat these videos or anything like that. I took this opportunity with this video to, number one, introduce our farm as getting into pastured poultry, and on top of that, these are the things that I saw that I felt like would make these chicken coops better, or these chicken tractors better rather. You know, I've been in construction my whole entire life, so these little improvements, in my opinion, will go a long way. I think that these tractors will be more sturdy. I think they'll last longer, and hopefully they'll be around this farm for, you know, a long time to come, with a few odd and end repairs along the way that you're bound to have. But I appreciate you guys watching, and stay tuned. We're going to be showing all the videos of us building our infrastructure on this farm for pastured chickens, pastured pork. We already have grass-fed beef. If you watch any of our other videos, we always have the cows running around the background. We don't ever feed any grain. Those cows eating that pasture all year long, or they're hay fed in the wintertime. Once they beat the fields down pretty good, we start hay feeding. So they never get any grain, so that we have all grass-fed beef here on the farm. This is just another way for us to grow our farm, and hopefully one day be able to call ourselves actual farmers. A lot of people around here call us farmers, but I know a lot of farmers, and trust me, we're not farmers. I still consider us hobby farmers. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you don't mind, like and subscribe, follow along, and we'll be back with more videos, I promise.